Hey, 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 what's up, everyone? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Brand Growth Live, where we talk to entrepreneurs about their businesses and their brands. If you're already part of the brand growth community, then you know what we're doing here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can join our community of entrepreneurs on Facebook at any time. It's facebook.com/groups/brand growth now. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's people getting together, networking, talking about their businesses and how to build their brands and grow. So, if that's something that interests you, go ahead and check it out. Today, excited to feature and highlight another community member as we do each week. This week, we're talking to Codie Fisher. Codie is going to explain better than I can what he does. So we'll let him kind of talk about that. But before we bring Codie on, talk about his business, his struggles, his wins, and like we're here to support him in all that. Before we get into that, I have a few announcements for you guys that I hope you enjoy. The first announcement is, as I talked about last week, there is an event in Las Vegas that I will be attending at Topgolf. It's called Build Your Network Live. And this is hosted by a top 25 business podcaster named Travis Chappell. It's November 8th through 10th. If you want to join, if you're interested in networking with entrepreneurs and learning about how to network better from some of the top entrepreneurs in the game, go to brandonbrands.com/BYN live and check that out. Cop some tickets. They're just under $100. And with that comes your golfing, your food, and all the speaking that's happening at the conference. So it's a steal for that rate for $100. I paid $700 because I got the VIP tickets because it's gonna be that good. And I hope to see some of you there. And shoot me a DM if you guys end up showing up or buying tickets through this link so I know what's going on. Second thing on the announcements is really excited to mention that I have opened up podcast coaching, one-on-one podcast coaching. If you have been thinking about getting your voice out there, finding your perspective, building some influence around your brand, building your reputation, I believe that the number one way to do that is through podcasting, and a personal brand is the biggest thing you can do to build your influence in the market. So if that's something that interests you and you are into one-on-one coaching, you think you need that level of help along the way from someone who's done it before, hit me up at brandonbrands.com/apply. It's how I learned. I tried it on my own for a good 2 months. And then when I got serious about it, I hired a coach, and it was the catalyst to how successful the podcast Brands on Brands has gone. So if that's something that you guys are looking at doing or have been thinking about, you can either try it on your own, figure out what you can, and maybe spend a few months figuring out how to learn that, or you can work with someone to get there quicker. And hopefully I can be that someone for you. There's plenty of people that teach podcasting, but if I'm someone that you'd like to learn from, that's what it's there for. If you are on your own and you're trying to do it yourself, I'm not going to leave you hanging. Uh, I'm just here to help. I want you guys to succeed. I have created what I'm calling the Pod Life Challenge, and really excited about this. This is really the first step in getting your feet wet, creating content. So if you want to start recording and in a community setting, learn a little bit more about taking the first couple steps, go to podlifechallenge.com where you can fill out the form to be a part of this, join the community, and then I'll send you tips via email as to some steps to take one by one to get your feet wet. And it's a 30-day challenge, and by the end of it, you should be ready to get serious about podcasting. You'll have the experience and some of the lessons along the way. So didn't want to leave you hanging on that. Check it out. I'm really excited about this package. So hopefully, guys, you find value in that. And without further ado, let's get jumping into the show. If you are watching live, by the way, don't forget to say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know that you're here listening. We appreciate your interaction and your comments. So say hello and where you're from. And with that, I will bring in our guest, Codie Fisher. Codie, hold on one sec. Let me bring your mic on. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Brandon?
Hey,
Thanks for having
man.
me on.
Thanks. Happy to have you here. You're coming in loud
Yeah.
and clear. Glad we got all the
Awesome.
tech worked out. These things are
Yeah.
never, guys. If you think live is easy, live is never easy. You always have to figure out like, is the sound going to work? Is the video coming through and all that stuff? Behind the scenes, lots of stuff is happening, but that's why we jumped in 10 minutes early, man. So I'm glad we got through it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
So Codie here is part of our brand growth community on Facebook. I met him through a mastermind that we're both in, and basically it's for entrepreneurs who are also growing their businesses. And obviously, you found the value in networking and building your business. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what it is that you are doing and how that's going?
Yeah, so I am in commercial lending. I'm with a brokerage in Oklahoma City called Stout Lending. And we work with real estate investors to help them get funding for their deals. So yeah, that's what we do.
Awesome, man. So, how long you been doing that?
That's a fairly new thing for me. So a little over a year ago, I got into insurance. I became an insurance agent with farmers. Um, Really kind of fell into the niche of working with real estate investors,
Right.
which I liked a lot. Um, I just like being in deals basically. So working with investors was just a lot of fun. Um, I had a good friend that was with Stout that I was referring business to. Um, a lot of my clients were, I just kept hearing comments about the lack of options that they had as far as funding and financing goes. So I was referring a lot of business to Stout, and in having lunch one day, it just kind of came up that maybe I should just join them rather than just continue to send business to them. So yes, that's what I did. So I'm just a couple of months now, really and truly, as far as being with Stout.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, how has Stout been going for you? How different is that job for you?
So the job itself is a little bit different, of course, but I'm working with all of the same people. So that was the fun part of it for me, was that it's it's all my same clients. It's just a different area basically. So um, very similar, really and truly.
Was that a tough decision to make to change over? Have you been thinking about it for a while, or was it pretty easy?
Pretty easy. Like I said, just a lot of them. Yeah, I just kept hearing from my clients that there's just not a lot of good options out there on the commercial side.
Hmm.
So it was pretty easy, just because I saw the problem, and then I knew that Stout had a lot of good options because I had been sending people their way. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was a pretty easy decision.
So I'm not, this isn't a industry that I work in, obviously. But for those of us that are in that same space, what's like the key to being successful? I imagine that networking is a huge part of what you're doing every day to build like your client list and that kind of thing. Is it that, or is it like, do you just have leads handed to you? Like, what's the process?
No, yeah, no, networking is everything. Um, like just here in my market in Oklahoma City, and also through social media. Yeah, no, it's all networking.
What do
Yeah,
you
no,
do?
there's
Like, how do you what's your like way to network and get your name out there?
I'm in a lot of just like real estate groups on Facebook. Just try to be very active in those. Um, have recently like really taken to Twitter in the real estate space. Um, so as far as social media, those are my two biggest ways. As far as here in my market, um, a lot of just events, meetups, things like that, meeting people, and then just trying to connect outside of those.
Yeah, I'd imagine that the in person is probably the majority of where you actually are getting referrals from. Is that true, or are you getting more online than I would expect?
So initially, yeah, it's a lot in person. Yes. I have a couple of friends that are wholesalers here in the Oklahoma City market, and they have a lot of out of state investors that they work with, and so I've gotten a lot of referrals from them, and then I've connected. I've sort of tapped into their network, in working with them.
Right.
So yeah, it's really a combination of here locally and then out of state also.
Yeah. This is a, I want to call it, it's like a commission based business almost. There's some of that built
Cor-
in.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. How's that? Is that like scary? Like not having like is consistency easy, or is that like, is it like feast and famine sometimes?
It can be very feast or famine. Yeah. As you know, entrepreneurship in general is feast or famine, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm almost 12 years into my career, and it's all been in entrepreneurship. So, no, it's what I'm comfortable with. So,
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
it's not
Well,
scary.
how do you keep the famine away? Like, how do you build some consistency into your business so that you're not like worried about it so much?
Activity. I think action is the way um, to shallow out the low times. Just take more action. No matter what it is that's going on, whether you're doing really good or if you're struggling. I think more action is just always the answer.
So you'd have like a process where you're like, okay, I'm going to consistently be reaching out to these people or going to these
Mm-hmm.
things. Uh, like you could jump on, you're like, okay, today I'm just email, phone call, phone call, phone call. Is it that kind of thing?
Yeah. So yeah, just trying to like constantly fill the pipeline. 2 to 4 weeks out with meetings and events and things like that. And then once you referrals are huge, right? Like for any business. So I mean
Yeah.
that's something that I focus on pretty heavily too, as far as tapping into other people's networks as we are, kind of working through deals.
Yeah. Do you
So
have a sense of like who your largest referrers are? Do you have like people that continue to refer you over and over again? Or is it like a certain type of person or a certain, like what's a good connection for you?
so like originally when I got into insurance, I mean, yeah, like my two friends that are wholesalers, I mean, that's where all of this started, and then it has just sort of spiderwebbed from there.
Right.
So at this point, no, there's not like a consistent source. It's just deal by deal, in like sort of gaining new referrals.
Yeah. A lot
So
from current customers, I imagine. A lot of that
yeah,
from, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
What's the volume of a typical, do you call it agent? I mean, what's the title?
Yeah, yeah. Like either loan officer or loan broker. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
What's like an
Either
average
or.
volume for like a month of people, like of individual customers that come through, like 30 people?
Um, that'll vary a lot, and it's more so volume of like the dollar amount of the loans.
Got it.
So 10 clients could come in with 70 or 80 thousand dollar loans each, or one could come in with like a $6 million loan. So it's yeah, no, it varies pretty drastically.
Yeah. Do you have to, are you like conscientiously chasing like certain types? Like I'm going after like the mid range, the high tier, the low, I'll get the low ones, but like, are you chasing certain ones and like targeting certain ones?
Right now, yeah, targeting investors that currently have portfolios in the like $1 to $10 million range. So either like rental homes or apartment complexes, things like that. We have a few products that can just like pretty significantly increase cash flow, by refinancing into those products. So um, finding investors that, like I said, have currently have portfolios has been like really my main focus so far.
Interesting. And when you said you used to be a referrer, right? So it's like
Yeah,
people like who you used to be, like your old pals or competition, I guess, at
yeah.
other
Well, so
go
I
ahead.
did. I did have to like talk to Stout about that before coming on. Yeah, but like because I was referring to them, we had to kind of work out um, if it was okay for me to keep my clients, basically.
Right.
Because
Right,
I
right,
had
right.
I had been handing them over to them. So, um, I mean, and they knew that's why I was wanting to come on board, because I had a client base already. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah.
Well, I just want like the networking with other people that used to do what you do or do what you, I guess you kind of still do. But yeah, like,
Correct. Yeah.
hey,
I see what
send
you're saying.
send them this way, like meeting
Yeah.
other yous,
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
that haven't figured out the lending piece.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's, yeah, that's, yeah, I see what you're saying. That's a little bit different.
So, and you're in this this new role for, uh, did you? I couldn't tell if it was the insurance part that was 2 years or if it was just the stout piece that was 2 years.
So no, insurance was about a year and a half ago, and then
Yeah,
stout is really just here recently, just
like
the
brand new.
last like the last couple months. Yeah,
Yeah, man. What
yeah.
were you doing? Were you
Are,
doing anything related to any of this before?
no, so getting into sales a year and a half ago was a big transition for me. Um, yeah, so I was in the delivery industry prior to that. I owned a couple of delivery companies
Hmm.
over the last 10 years. Um, so yeah, the transition from operations to sales was kind of a big transition for me.
What was the catalyst for wanting to get into this kind of stuff?
Um, it was a pretty long sort of process of learning that operations was not really my thing.
Got it.
Um, there was some good and some bad with the delivery world. Couple of the bad ones were pretty bad. Took a couple of pretty good licks. So um, yeah, there was just a big sort of personal development stage that I went through there, where I just really kind of did some reflecting, and just really kind of came to the realization that like operations was just like not really my strength.
Yeah.
And then yeah, came
Yeah, I
into
get it.
sales after that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we all kind of, I think, learn ourselves over time. You got to do it to know if it's something you want to keep doing for sure.
Yeah.
How long you
Yeah.
been out of school?
12 years
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, man. And you're
Yeah.
starting your next chapter this past year and a half. Do you like
Yeah.
the steps you've been taking? Is this latest one feeling pretty good?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it feels really natural. Feels really comfortable for me. Yeah, but like I said, a year and a half ago, that change was a big one for me. But um, everything from then till now has felt really comfortable.
Yeah,
I feel like I really have learned how to like listen to myself. Like listen
right.
to my intuition and stuff.
Well,
So
what are some of the skills that are like, well, these are the things that like are natural to me that
mhm.
then help with this kind of career for you?
Just connecting with people. I've always just like naturally connected with people pretty easily.
Yeah,
So in networking, that's obviously huge. And kind of once I learned that like connecting with people was more important than like just trying to like sell people on things. Like previously I thought that that's all that sales were, right?
yeah.
Just like trying to convince somebody to do something or to buy something or whatever. So learning that was a big deal for me. The connection was just by far the most important part.
Do you have any like things that work for you when you're like looking for those connections and finding the confidence to put yourself out there and that kind of stuff? Things that just have helped you,
Um,
strategies,
I think
approaches, you know?
I think a lot of it's just like intuitive to me. You know what I mean? Like just like getting comfortable and like trusting like the intuition of like this is the right way to go or it's not or whatever. So no, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were looking for
No, I was curious
a
because
strategy
I
there.
think we
So
all network. No, I think we all network very differently, which is why I was kind of
yeah,
curious what your style is. Like, I am not a natural born networker, and maybe everyone would say
yeah,
that, but more so that I am not very chatty.
yeah,
I'm more of a listener, which if I
yeah,
get one on one, it works out fine. But I have to almost like my strategy is like I've got to actually find ways to pick people one at a time to
yeah.
just pull off and like let's go talk about something.
Yeah. So I guess along those lines, I'm the same way. I'm not very good at like small talk, right? So like, yeah, that's like in going to events and stuff like that. I've worked really hard recently in going into events in at like just trying to like be prepared to like ask questions, right? Like I've learned that like asking questions and like asking good questions, that's a good way to start conversations, right? And it's not something that's natural to me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've worked really hard at that.
I've been going to way more events lately, and like my favorite new strategy is like to have a wingman. So like I'll
Yeah,
like most of these events now, I'm like I tend to have at least one person that I know that's going, and I've
yeah,
gone to ones that don't. But uh, if I could get one person that I've connected with, and then I'm like, it's way easier to introduce a stranger to someone else than to introduce them to yourself. Like,
yeah,
hey, what's up? What are you doing here? I wanted to introduce you to John. John's an awesome whatever. Like that's easier to do than being like, I'm Brandon. Nice to
yeah,
meet you. Like, so the wingman approach is I think has worked for me both before I needed to network, in bars and whatnot, and also in the in the networking world or the entrepreneur world.
yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, sounds like a
it's
good approach.
dude. For us introverts out there, wingmen, you need a wingman, and then you just challenge each other. Okay, your turn. Yeah. Okay, you go
Yeah,
now. Your
yeah.
turn. I'm curious, like in getting into this kind of new venture, has there anything that's been a win recently? Is it just the change that's been a win, or has there been things that we can kind of celebrate with you, like just that have been working for you?
Yeah, it's been great so far. Yeah, yeah, I closed the deal like fairly quickly after getting into it, and I'm like right in the middle of several others, four or five others. So yeah, it's been great so far. Um,
Well, congrats.
and
Now,
that thanks, yeah, yeah. The momentum from that, yeah, obviously, I mean that's carried over from a year and year and a half ago of starting in insurance. So um, yeah, but it's like we're off to a good start.
yeah, the for me, getting an early win on anything is
Yeah,
huge because any new
yeah,
job, especially like any little win right away,
yeah,
just releases pressure at
yeah,
the end of the day. And I think we all need that. So finding, even if it doesn't have to be a huge win, but any little win that you could look at and be like, okay, I got this. And then, you build up to the rest. I think for anyone, especially when you're doing something new, is huge.
yeah. I completely agree. Yeah, and that's like that was a lot of like looking back at like my first 10 years basically. Like there were like no like early on wins, and like in learning how to listen to myself, that was like those were all signs that like this isn't right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it's felt good here recently to be comfortable where I'm at.
Yeah. Is there anything you're still trying to figure out? Anything that's been a challenge that you're like, okay, this is the next thing I need to tackle?
Um, n- no, I don't know. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, like, there's all I said no, and then yeah. um, just like continuing to like just trust my intuition. Um, getting of course I had success in the past. Um, like being comfortable like in having success, as strange as that may sound, but it can be a little bit of an uncomfortable, I mean, it can be a little bit of an uncomfortable thing at times.
Yeah.
So yeah, just trying to like be comfortable in that.
I get it. What's funny is I'm doing this. This is as uncomfortable as it gets. Like I have to like randomly talk to people online in front of other people,
Yeah,
especially ones that I haven't met before, which is like we're breaking the ice literally as we speak. But there's a point to it, right? I'm like, I'm not just trying to like promote myself and all this. Really, this is me practicing, like getting to know people. This is me practicing creating content and speaking and whatever else. And this is forming connections while I'm doing it. But I have to like go through this. Like I got back to interview like by the way, thanks for coming on. I got back to like talking to people in the group like this because and when I started, I was doing it on the phone because I didn't want to learn the software that makes it look pretty like this. But
yeah,
I'm doing it on the phone using Facebook Live and it's putting the picture of the person like up here in the corner, like really small. And I'm having a 20-minute conversation with them, like being this itty bitty picture that's like kind of blocking my face. So it's kind of like this and we're
yeah,
talking. And I'm like, you know what? This is what it takes. It's like I'm practicing doing this.
Yeah.
But I'm getting to know these people, which is awesome. And then I moved from that to, okay, I'm going to try this new tool that I learned about. This is called StreamYard. If you want to do live shows from like, to add these cool like characters and whatnot, it's really easy to use. But I'm like, I'm going to try this. So I tried it, pushing it to like a different area on Facebook. And the first time I tried it, it lowered my voice to speak really like low. It was like, uh, I couldn't even do the voice, but like it tweaked my voice out. And it's like you can't even listen to the show. It's like so awkwardly low. So it's learning, right? Like
Yeah.
this is why we're doing this kind of stuff. And I bet you haven't come on a lot of random Facebook live shows to be like, let me talk about what I'm doing right now, right?
No, not a lot. No, that's new also. Yeah.
Yeah, but like when I reached out to say, hey, you guys, you're interested in coming on, you're like, sure, like, why not? Like, it's not like you're promoting products or whatever, but like just exposing you to the community was interesting enough. Like that's what I wanted. I want people to get to know you. Like just, we have 100 people in this community right now, it might get bigger, but hopefully they watch the videos every now and then and get a little bit of a taste of the people that are actually in this place. So you're not just a name in the scroll that sometimes hits like on a post. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's interesting to make that extra connection because maybe someone's gonna be like, you know what? I might need something that Codie has to offer, or I might actually have something that could help Codie if he, needs something, or vice versa. Or later something happens and you're like, I remember that Codie guy. So that's why we're doing this kind of thing, man. So even if it's not like, yeah, please, I'm struggling with, I need to figure out how to foreclose on my home or like, I
Yeah.
need someone's tips. Like that's fine. Like it's just cool to get to know people.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming
Absolutely,
out. Were
man.
you born and raised out
Yeah.
there did you say OKC?
No, I grew up just south of Houston,
So,
actually.
okay.
Born and raised down there. About halfway between Houston and Galveston.
Football towns?
Um, yeah, I mean, just Texas in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, my school specifically was not very good.
Oh,
So
that's what I was
that
getting at. I was like,
put
were
it.
you at like one of those big ones where it's like the whole town?
Yeah, yeah, pretty good sized school. Yeah, but no, not like Friday Night Lights or anything like that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
because we're coming towards the 30-minute mark, before
cool.
we go, I want to get a little bit of a nugget out of Codie on like something that people may not guess about you, like a little fun fact, something that like we wouldn't expect, which a lot of people don't know anything about you. So that could be anything, but
Yeah.
like something we might not guess, like right off the bat.
Um, man, I don't know. Something that people would not guess. Um, I don't know, man.
I, that's okay. I had
I,
a backup plan. I have a
yeah.
backup plan
Okay.
because
All
it'll
right.
come to
Cool.
you also.
Sorry.
Last concert you went to,
Um,
live, by the way.
Gar- Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
He came to Oklahoma City. Can't remember how long ago that was. Year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
That's not too long ago,
I
but you
don't.
got to get back out
Yeah.
there now.
Yeah. I don't go to a lot of shows, obviously.
Yeah.
Um,
I should
yeah.
ask for
Hey,
first because that's usually a funnier story is the first one you guys have been to.
Boys to Men.
No,
Yeah, seventh
that was,
grade. Yeah, seventh grade. The Houston Rodeo.
that's hilarious. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite band from high school, was Boyz II Men.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love that. And I just saw them for my uh, 39th birthday. I forget. Uh, my wife was like, what do you want to do for your birthday? I was like, I want to go to Vegas. I want to see Boyz II Men in concert and the Jabberwockies dancing. Those are the two things I want to do. The rest I don't care. And that's what
yeah,
we did, man. They're still doing a good job.
yeah. That's awesome, man.
So if you want to see them, come to Vegas. They have a residency. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, I didn't realize they were there.
Yeah. Are you coming to
Cool.
Build Your Network Live?
I don't know yet.
Okay. If you come, add an extra day, you can see Boyz II Men.
Sweet, sweet.
All right,
Yeah,
Cody. Well, appreciate the time, man. Even though I'm putting you on the spot, I appreciate you
yeah,
rolling with me on this. That's what it's about.
yeah, man. Absolutely. No, I appreciate you having me on, and
Of,
thanks for doing it.
of course, of course. I'm going to pull you out of the stream here, man, but I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good, man.
All right. All right, everyone. That was Codie Fisher. Again, appreciate you guys taking the time. If you are watching this or skipping through or whatever it is, just taking the time to get to know some of the people in the community. That's what this is all about. It's just getting to know a little bit behind the scenes of what each person is doing. Happy to get to know you guys as well. And if you want to be on, just shoot me a DM, and I'm happy to get you on the show as well to get to know you and what's going on with you. I do want to acknowledge a few people that tuned in and left some comments. I do appreciate you watching. April mentioned that she's got to watch the replay, catch the details on the Pod Life Challenge. So thank you. She's in Knoxville, Tennessee. What's up, April? Thanks for tuning in. Cynthia said, hi. What's up, Cynthia? Thanks for tuning in. And just appreciate you guys overall. If you do catch it on the replay, that's cool too. I like people that are watching replays. Go ahead and type in hashtag replay. Let me know that you guys watched. And if you enjoyed some content, throw some thumbs up too. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And that's really what I got for you guys today. So appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to try to do this at least once a week, maybe twice a week if we have too many people that want to do it. And I don't want to keep you waiting 2 months to come on the show. But appreciate you. And with that being said, I will take us out. Appreciate you guys. Brand Growth Live. Catch you next time.